The sun is shining and Ryan Yerby is walking out into this field of winter wheat in Grant Parish. But just 5 days before, this is what Grant Parish looked like. Yerby says weather reports predicted snow, others rain. They got ice.
You know, with our cattle, they can kind of hunker down. Snow kind of dries off. Whereas ice, it sticks to them. It drops their body temperature very, very fast. And it doesn't help that we're actually still in calving season right now. So we actually had cows that were set to calve during that event, and naturally cows always wait for the coldest day of the year to have a calf. So that's when we started moving into action and getting hay bales put out, trying to make some form of windbreaks for them, making sure they had their bellies full, and just trying to do as much as we can to protect the cows themselves.
Yerby says once he was able to get out on his tractor, he came upon some heartbreaking sights.
Whenever you get there to the pasture and you start looking and you're counting, and then you see one off by herself and it's just snow and ice on the ground, and your heart sinks and you get that knot in your stomach because you know exactly what you're about to walk up on. And there it is, a poor little frozen baby that never stood a chance.
Yerby lost 2 calves and 1 mama cow. He says he was lucky compared to other ranchers in the state who lost more than 10 times that many calves. That's despite going out into the elements to gather the calves and get them somewhere warm.
We actually worked harder during events like this than we normally would during, I would say, a planting or a harvest season, because you're going out in the middle of the night trying to check on calves or check on cows, or just trying to make sure water troughs are busted open, and trying to keep everything alive. The stress level is just exponentially higher because there's so much that's not in your control, and yet we're still trying to control it.
Back to the wheat field, now is the time when Yerby would normally put fertilizer on his crop. However, seeing damaged leaves like this on almost every plant has him wondering if all 150 acres he planted are already lost.
Without having the snow in front of the cold weather and getting the ice first, we're kind of worried about the wheat being at the stage it's in, that the growing point was exposed to the ice and caused some pretty significant damage to the crop. We're still 10 to 12 days out from really knowing how badly damaged it actually is.
And even if Yerby knew the wheat was okay, it's still too wet for him to get a tractor into this field.
We have been pretty well saturated, I would say, in the fields since I would say probably around Thanksgiving. It would just almost get dry enough and we'd get another weather event come through here. And then naturally winters are always wet around here, but when we got the first snowstorm, that just saturated everything. And like I said, now after this ice storm, it's even worse now than it was then. So we still haven't really dried out since Thanksgiving.